What's going on? It's Vincent Van Gould back with you once again, and today I thought I'd talk about my 5 favorite current horror punk bands. Now, what do I mean by current horror punk bands? I mean this new breed that's popped up. These guys are out here pushing out music at a ridiculous rate and really changing the whole scene. And these are in no particular order, so let's go ahead and begin, shall we? I'm going to start with number 1, the Lycotones. These guys are from Ontario, Canada. Mikey Garou has a knack for hooky, doo-woppy, fun songs. And in 2018, they released Monster Hop, a 5-song EP featuring one of my favorite songs right now, Hey B, because, who doesn't love anything to do with ginger snaps? And then in 2019, they gave us the Full Moon High single that has She's a Doll as the B-side, which, to be fair, could be a single all on its own, honestly. And then in March of 2020, they gave us Creep Show, which is a 2-song EP, and despite this, I've probably listened to it 10 times this week. Also, on their Bandcamp are solo works by Mikey Garou himself, their esteemable lead vocalist, who, by the way, in real life is just one of the coolest people. I'm going to try to find it again, but end of 2020, Mikey Garou released a cover that had his own unique spin on it of This Night I Call Bad Luck by Mr. Monster as a tribute to Jason Trioxin. And let me tell you, if you haven't heard it, you're missing out, man. I'll leave a link to their Bandcamp in the description. My second favorite current horror punk band is the Writhers, the Ghouls from California. Let me ask you something. You like Dead Kennedys? You like gothy horror punk wrapped in psychobilly? Yeah? Then you'll love the Writhers. In 2019, they released an absolutely killer EP called Ghastly Reminders, a 5-song EP, and my favorite on there is I Like to Leave Marks. And in 2020, they gave us the highly anticipated follow-up, In One Gulp, a 6-song EP featuring my favorite song off of it, Rot, 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 which seems to be the most popular song. This one continues, and it seems, the saga of their mascot, the Devil Mask, and it was well worth waiting for. Something that really sets them apart from other bands is their vocalist, Robert Wrythe, also plays the accordion. So, the band consists of the aforementioned Robert Wrythe on vocals and accordion, Chewy Morsel on guitar, Ricker Treat on drums, and Kenny Wolfsbane on bass. Again, I'll link their Bandcamp in the description. My third favorite current horror punk band is Lupin Tooth, the Ghasts from Bristol, UK. These guys are just awesome. They released a 3-song EP called First Bites, and then a single called Pray for Daylight in 2014. And in 2015, they released Strawberries and Cream, which is how I got into their music. And also a split with Dr. Murder called Amos Los Muertos, and an acoustic 2-song EP called All My Friends Are Corpses. Then, in 2020, they put out With Death We Come, which features my favorite of their songs, All My Friends Are Corpses, which was on the acoustic EP alongside an interesting version of Don't Say the Z Word. They're really good, straight up, just horror punk, and got really busy 2014 and 15. The new album, With Death We Come, definitely worth a listen. I'd recommend it. I'll link to their Bandcamp in the description too. Number 4 would be 5 Cent Freak Show. These are my favorite Canadians alongside the Lycotones. If you like 100 miles an hour, punch you in the face horror, you'll love 5 Cent. They've released 2 original tracks on the Horror Nights Volumes 1 and 2 mixtape, being Self-Made Psychopath on Volume 1 and Ex Mortis on Volume 2. They then released their self-titled 5-song EP in 2018 featuring their self-titled track, which has a lyric that's become something of a battle cry for the horror punk scene around the world, being We may be freaks, but we are not alone. In 2019, they put out a 3-song EP called Horror Punk Splatter Massacre, which features what may be their most popular song, My Sweet Elena. They did both an acoustic and an electric version. And I covered the acoustic version. And a single featuring with Demonic, their mates from Deadly Distribution, who seems to produce nothing but killer bands. And also that year, they put out Massive Monster Mayhem, which features another favorite of mine, Run Fatty Run. In 2020, they also, much like Mikey Guru, did a cover of This Night I Call Bad Luck by Mr. Monster that was very, very true to the original, maybe a little faster, but it was well executed by the band. And then they also did a 3-song acoustic EP called Acoustic Abominations, which is just so much fun. The acoustic version of Zapnap is fantastic. The band consists of Nicky Casket on guitar and vocals, Bilo Von Gacy on the upright slap bass, and Steve Morbid on drums. I'll link them too in the description. And number 5, Evelyn's Casket. What can I even say about David Phantom? Metal-tinged horror punk for the win, man. In 2017, they dropped a single called These Screams and another single called In the Night. Both featured David Phantom on guitars and vocals and Jake Hades on bass. In 2020, they put out My Devices and the People They Hurt, which is a 6-song gem featuring my favorite Evelyn's Casket song, Forever Lost, and the more popular Pumpkinhead. This featured David pretty much on everything, and Christian Rasmussen on bass on Nightmare and Forever Lost. Then they put out an acoustic cover, not an acoustic cover, but a regular cover of Starlight Decay by Blitzkid, and a collab with Demonic called Be Evil With Me, and another single called Blacklight Waltz, featuring Nim Vin's bassist Howie Wowie on bass. It was so good. Benjamin LeBay was on drums, and then they released another cover of Violent Side by Silent Horror, which is another amazing horror punk band. If you haven't checked them out, go do it right now. Metal fans and punk fans alike, I think, will love Evelyn's Casket. Again, Bandcamp in the description. And that is my 5 favorite current horror punk bands on the scene right now. Make sure you check out my other videos, including my acoustic stuff, the one black metal track I put up, and both the original and full band recording, the original full band recording and the acoustic version of Return of the Living Dead. I have been Vincent Van Gool, and I thank you for spending your time with me. Remember, we may be freaks, but we are not alone, and long live the horror.